We're at a London Underground depot today. We've already had a look at one of these, a battery-operated locomotive, but there are many other types of engineering train that come out to play when the weather changes in London.
When it gets slippery through ice and snow or leaves on the line, a very special train comes out to solve the problem. So today we're here to catch a rat.
In this week's episode,
I'm having a little bit of a Father Ted moment here.
What are they? Are they...
Wow! New trousers for Mr. London.
We get some really good gigs, don't we?
We do. One of my favourite places today, and on a nice day for it too.
Actually, a lovely day for it. That's what they all say, isn't it? But it won't get you anywhere. So here we are at, I mean, who knows what's behind here, but we're about to see.
I love a reveal moment, Alex. And yeah, our quarry today is currently hiding behind this curtain shutter.
Shall
so,
we?
Do you want to?
Look at this, and up it goes.
Try not to go with it.
Today, we're looking at a rat.
We are.
There's loads of them on the tube,
There's
but only a couple like that.
There's a rat in my depot. What am I going to do?
We're going to get on it. That's what
We
we're
are.
gonna do. It's going to be amazing. So, this is one of the service trains that just keeps London moving when the weather changes, effectively, isn't it?
That's it, a rail adhesion train,
The rat.
and does exactly what it says. It helps other trains to adhere or stick to the track and not have their wheels slip, or for the electrical supply to be prevented from being picked up either.
All of the usual things that we have to do. We're in a depot, we're in a high vis, we've got our big boots on, we've got people looking after us everywhere.
We have.
Are as always, and we've been granted access to the train, which I cannot wait for. Shall we?
It's a good one, let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Well, this is a fun way to spend a morning, isn't it? Mind you, first challenge is not falling in the moats. It's not that long ago that I was travelling on these as a commuter when I lived in southwest London.
Because these district line trains, they started in 1978, didn't they? And they were taken out of service between 2015 and 2017. And that was when some of them were turned into these rail adhesion trains, or rats.
That's
as they're
right.
called.
And so they get to survive on as a stock. At least a few of them do in this modified form. As we'll see once we're inside, there's quite a lot of modification. It's also a rare opportunity to, while they're over the pits here, to get a look at the underside. And if you just come down a little bit, you know our sleet loco?
Yep.
With its scrubber pads on there for taking the ice off and the gunge off the conductor rails. Well, look, it's there, just between the wheels, and then you can just see
Just under
there's
there.
one just down here as well.
And do you know the other thing I spot as well? There's no power rails in the depot,
No,
but this mad extension
that's right.
must go along as the train pulls out.
Absolutely
and it's connected there, right?
And you can see they're kind of a sliding arrangement
Yeah.
with the rails. So we have to be careful because the shoes will still be live on the shoe beam there.
Okay.
So we don't go anywhere near those. And obviously we've also got, you know how to get the mind the gap.
Yes.
it's
quite a gap.
It's a bit bigger on
It
this
is.
than on station.
It's quite a gap.
3 points of contact at all time.
District line maquette.
Yeah.
You might have spotted on the stage.
Shall I go
before we
first?
get out there. Absolutely. You do what you do.
Oh, try and avoid any notion of builder's bum as I go up here. Oh, there we go. Construction workers derriere, to give it its posher name. Oh my word, you're going to love this.
Look at that.
So hang on, this is, that
Waterloo and
maquette
City,
is
isn't
Waterloo and City, isn't it?
That's bizarre.
Wow.
So it's just patched, basically.
So yeah, they'll just use whatever maquette is available to recover driver's seats. So at the time there must have been a gentle surplus of that.
But
and
that
then
one obviously doesn't wear out quite so fast.
no,
This
indeed. Well, the
district.
jump seat sees less action. So this is, oh, look at that.
That's rather
It's actually
brilliant,
quite tidy down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think, if not the last, one of the last that was on the D stock.
It's quite remarkable as well. There are enough vestiges of the past when you can see the tube map's still up there, and there's no driver who looks after this train. It's got to lead the map.
Line diagram. Yeah, no Elizabeth line on that.
No, and also, like things like the blinds to say where it's going. They're all still in place, aren't they, on these?
They are, and of course the original way of showing train numbers was not to have an electronic board, but was to have a sort of a flip pad of the different numbers.
It's remarkable. And then when we go into the main, I know
driver's controls.
It is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And when we step into the actual cabin, where we
actually our first bit, which gives us a little indicator of its new life, that's not original.
No, absolutely not.
CBTC
cab-based train control,
and to be able to put it into the different modes. Now we've seen this on battery locos before as well. So this is about its new job and it going into a modern signalling environment.
So you ready to come in here?
More than.
This is very familiar. If you ever took the district line, it does feel like it's sitting in the depot. But the weird thing about this is obviously there are still seats as we would have expected them to be in time, but there is now huge amounts new kit, which power control.
Well, this
train control.
This is of course related to that there. So this is the box of tricks that is
the portable signal box, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically on-train signalling. Compressors running them.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it? You look down, and all that's happened really is parts of the seating have been taken out to expose.
Cool, that's a bit utilitarian, isn't it?
I know.
Bit of
subway,
five bar checker plate. Yeah. Also, I'm going to have to get a little torchy out here. It's nice to be able to see some of the gubbins that's normally deliberately hidden away. So this, do you know what that is?
Well, isn't that the door control?
It's a door motor, that's right. Or a door engine, sometimes different lingo. This one's sprung, which means that if something jams in the door, it doesn't actually just guillotine it in half. But yeah, that's the thing which basically flips over. It pulls it back that way and pulls the door. All powered off that compressed air that you could hear the compressor.
Look at the lovely map as well, faded in the sunshine. Remarkable, really, to show that these were literally taken out of passenger service and turned into almost domestic service, really.
Yeah.
It's like a servant.
Yeah. Well, I think, we've obviously got we've got a car of D-stock in our collection, but it's great to see one that's actually still out and working, albeit heavily modified. And we've got a little bit of coachworks built in here. What have we got here?
It's not really
this is a desk.
Like a Skyning car, is it really?
So it's actually labelled up as desk socket, so it's officially a desk.
And then through down you go, and there's more and more of this kit.
Yeah.
Just remarkable, really,
now,
to see the change.
I think this particular box, let's just look at these. I think this is to do with it doing its job. This isn't signalling. But this is some of the modifications that have been made for control. So we've got heaters in the saloon, which is what we're in.
Hey,
we have lights. Excellent.
Marvellous.
I'll put that away. It's odd, isn't it? You've kind of got, on the one hand, original seating, and then right next to it, it's really functional and kind of bare
house, isn't it?
and stripped. Have you seen what I've just seen in the next car?
No, show me.
I think it's our first glimpse at the business end of what this train is now used for. Oh, and if you've ever wondered why there's signs on the doors saying you're not to go through them, that's why. That would be a very bad day falling down there on either the running rails or particularly the electrical rails.
These coaches all move. These cars all move separately. It would be very, very easy to cause yourself injury, wouldn't it?
On any train, the ends of the cars or carriages are the bits that move the most. So yeah, miss your footing on that. Not a good day.
But weirdly, this is where it all seems to start making sense, because up until now we've looked at it and thought, there's a couple of seats missing, there's a new desk, there's this, that and the other. But this is the stuff that we're talking about. And this is sandite, isn't it? Which
Yeah.
is sand and ite,
Yes.
which is glue.
The sandites were lost in the
60s,
desert for many
Northern
months.
Soul band, isn't it?
Right. So what we appear to have here is a compressor unit and a reservoir tank.
Okay.
Not quite sure what the loopback is for, but since it says caution hot, I'm presuming that that's there
Hot water?
Well, it's air, so I think when you compress it, it heats it up.
Right.
I think that might be to act as a radiator to allow it to cool down before it goes into the tank.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that kind of, I mean, it looks like a radiator, doesn't it?
It does.
So that's my guess. And that is a very, very big air cylinder because it's powering quite a lot of stuff on here.
Also makes a very loud noise when it comes to life.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll watch out for that.
Yeah, be very, very careful.
This is completely new to me. I've not managed to peer in one of these. With the old A-stock ones, there were a few times when they just get caught in a station long enough to have a little nosy in through the windows. But I've not nosed into this one before, and
And you might wonder as well why, when we talk about the D-stock being on the Metropolitan line, why they're not A-stock. The A-stock, the old rail adhesion trains, they were taken out of service, and instead D-stock trains were handed over because
wow! New trousers for Mr. Brandon.
D-stock trains.
We'll just let that.
What a time to tap! What a time to tap! But of course, the thing about these trains is that you might wonder why District Line trains are now keeping the tracks clear on the Metropolitan line. Well, way back when the A-stock was on the Metropolitan line, it had an A-stock rat. But then that was taken out of service and retired, and District Line trains, which are a little newer, they were 18 years newer, decided to take their place, and that's why there are District Line trains on the Metropolitan line.
Seems like there's more room in here to go at.
Well, there's more room to go at in here, but also each of these cars seems to serve a different purpose, because that's got a desk in it, this has got this kind of warming and cooling facility, and then if we carry on going through here, each of these carriages seems to do a different job. Through here, you then have another load of pipes and meters and tippers and sandite tank A end, sandite tank AN number 2.
Can I just say, I'm loving the legends that are on this. So we've got purging panel isolation cock. It's not every day you get to say that, is it? Everything's about purging.
Well,
it sounds like, somebody's on a high fibre diet here.
That cock and see if it purges. So we've got 2 tanks. These are the glue and the sand. This is where it goes. And it's really interesting. I mean, look, you can even see it spattered on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. That is a bit, isn't it?
That is... It's like sand textured paint is probably the way that I would describe how you look at it. It looks like a bird's been busy, isn't it? But,
little bit.
That is the madness of it. And of course, all these silvered up windows would have been just normal passenger windows at one time, which have just been boarded up so you can do your work in here without the public seeing what's actually going on.
And presumably without risk of smashing the glass.
Yeah.
Because if you're connecting up bits of hose with metal ends and so on, it'd be very easy to, have a little accident with the glass. In fact, I wonder if they got boarded up before they had a little accident with the glass.
Yeah, quite possibly. And of course, this all now seems to make sense to me because I guess the formation of this unit is such that at the beginning and at the end, you brush. Then there is a position where perhaps people can stand and monitor what's going on. Then you've got the sandite right in the middle of the train. And then you're going to have that in reverse going back. So there'll be brushes at the far end, then some sort of control panel, then the sand, then the control panel, then the brushes. So it can go either way and still do its job.
Yep. And I'm just having a little look at the business end down here, where we've got the connection on that hopper, and then is that the port on the floor there?
They serve port on this.
But it's
also interesting how this has all been, that these these structures are actually pretty huge.
They
To
are.
hold these hoppers of glue and sand.
They are. I kind of expected them to be a bit bigger, if anything, if I'm honest. Because if you imagine like doing a whole run down a track, the full length of a track, it goes to show there can't be that much being put on any one given linear meter. If we basically got these 4 tanks that are in here.
It's fascinating.
So.
Flory tubes, there you go. There's a blast from the past, fluorescent tubes. Just in case the bulbs go. And then, of course, you've got the spare parts
got a heater
department.
as well.
Heater, fuses.
Everything you need to keep a D-stock running in here by the look of it.
Running. Control panel from here.
Ooh, okay, so what have we got? We've
Pump
got...
motors.
Wow, it's like just a workshop on wheels, isn't it?
Just?
It's great.
Isn't it just? And you just keep walking.
I'm having a little bit of a Father Ted moment here. Those who know will know.
It's absolutely fat.
Oh, it's good job we're not on that compressor, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, do you know what these are?
What are they? Are they weights? Simply weights.
I mean, if you need a little bit of an arm day, I guess you could use them as free weights.
What are they?
Enormous pile of blocks which look very wheel-shaped to me. They're a funny kind of material, aren't they? It's like it's a composite in a sort of a metal framework.
So is it a brake or is it a cleaner?
Looks breaky, but it could also be cleanery.
So it could be a scrapey breaker.
Let's see if we can spot them on the outside of the train and see if they are simply brake blocks or whether they've got a more exotic
with a maximum
function.
level. I like that. I don't overfill them. There you go, swapping
How do you
around.
tell? Where's
You
the...
put your hand in, don't you?
Is that right?
Yeah.
You think there'd be like a dipstick or
Yeah.
something, wouldn't you? Or a
There's
level
2 of those on this
indicator.
train at the moment. And then through you go, the seats have been taken out here. There's even a cute little set of escape steps. I
Yeah.
have to say, they're quite cool. And then you're through to this kind of like mirror image again, whereby you come through to this one.
Oh, and we're back into just train.
Desk area, and then we get the brushes at the far end.
I love that they have the signs on the doors saying this train is not in passenger service.
Absolutely.
Because
Well, I
people
suppose,
will try and get
they'll
on,
try and
won't
board
they?
it.
Yeah. Now, one of the things with these is they're actually far longer trains than they really need to be for the equipment that's inside them. You know, they're actually quite a lot of spare space. But I suppose having a longer train means that they're less risk of gapping when they're going over things like points and bricks.
Where the
and
two power rails
where
end.
the power rails end, yeah.
But also, I guess, if you've got sort of mirror images, and there's 2 of these, plus a spares unit kind of thing, as long as you've got a spare, you can take a coach out or a car out and swap it.
Yeah.
If they're all built the same. So you've got the sandite car, you've got this, which has loads and loads of batteries.
One of the other little secrets about these is that when you keep a train like this for a special works purpose, you always keep an extra car or so that if something catastrophic happens with one of these, then you can swap out and try and repair the one that's faulty. The other thing which I really love about these is just like our collection trains, you've got the adverts that they came out of service with at the time. So we've got First Great Western doing a little tie-up with Nectar there. A bit late for me. Restore your hair and your confidence.
There's Hello Fresh has just been involved.
Oh, really?
So
Good
HelloFresh has
heavens.
just begun.
Oh, yeah, that was.
So that's Hello Fresh.
I can remember when that first came out and Sudi was doing some voiceover work for them. Dates it.
Disposable contact lenses. I
bet they're a bit more than that now.
Look at that. Totally free, unlimited broadband for a year with TalkTalk. And again, it's just a kind of a sign of a moment in time when they were, take 2017.
Yeah.
That's when it was. And these were created as rats.
Yeah, another hair loss one there as well. Clearly it was a bad
trying to
year
tell
for it. They knew it was coming. Oh dear. Here we have a frankly terrifying thing. You know what these are?
Is it some kind of power?
Jumper cables.
Is it jumper?
Yeah, they're jumper cables. So you know what I was saying before about getting a train gapped if it's a short form one. Well, there you go.
And that's how you do it. You put the shoes over the two connector rails and plug it in.
Yeah.
So a nice set of jump leads, and then just a little bit of a proof as to who built these trains, Metro Camel, in time for their introduction in 1978. And of course, the first of the tube trains have single leaf doors as well.
Well, yeah, but not the last,
No.
because of course they tried it on the Jubilee line 83 and decided it was a bit hopeless because they have much longer dwell time because of the time it takes to open and close a longer door, effectively, or a wider door. There it goes again.
Not good for the old blood pressure, this, is it?
Are you all right there, Matt?
And here we are at the other end of the unit, and it's just the same, really. It's more of those fuses.
Oh yeah, it's a mirror, isn't it, effectively?
It's exactly the mirror, and here's the desk that you were talking about before. So it literally is a mirror image, so that you know what each of the cars is doing as it passes over the rail.
There you go.
Can we?
Yeah, I think we should.
Just
I'm going to have a little flashback to. I will have ridden on this train in the 10 years that I was living on the District Line commuting. It's almost certain that I've ridden on this one in service.
I have to say, they're still quite comfortable.
Nice to have the nostalgia.
This is amazing. What a lovely trip, and what a lovely sort of backstage view of how the tube keeps running as the seasons change, because that rain and sludgy, leaves or whatever, this is the way to deal with it. And of course, the really lovely thing is we are now sitting opposite the desk where the people in charge would sit, and this reminds them of where they're using this train now, because it used to be on the District Line. It's now been inherited by the Metropolitan Line, so there's even a map.
It's unique, isn't it? Of course, the S-Dock trains can go on those two different areas, but this is unique for a D-Stock, getting to have both of those maps on there. It's nice. This came from my old stomping ground and is now on my new stomping ground.
It's following you.
It is.
So we've done a battery-operated locomotive. We've done the rail adhesion train. I'm almost excited to know what's coming next, because this isn't just, there aren't just two of these different types of vehicles, are there? There's lots of engineering vehicles.
Well, I think the answer to that lies this way.
Shall we? Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, and by the way, and yes, a real plea for this.
Keep your feet off the seat.
You can always tell when you're sat on the transverse seats like that, can't you?
Yeah.
They're threadbare because people keep on doing that despite all the notices.
They totally are. And of course, if you're a fan of Moquette, you'll notice that this is Victoria.
Oh my word!
So we're being spoiled. Gone Waterloo and City, we've gone District, and now we're at the Victoria line. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, this is the other end of this incredibly useful train.
It is, and Ruislip really is a place of wonders. There's so much more to discover yet, both out there and back the other way in the main yard out there. So we're going to be back here quite a bit, I think, over the coming series, aren't we?
Look forward to it.
So if you keep your eyes peeled, you might get to see a site like that travelling through a station near you.